Hey, this will be a video chart on NWTT. I've been getting a bunch of requests on this one, so I'm gonna do the chart real quick. Not gonna use the daily chart just because you really can't tell too much from it. This is the daily. All you can really see is, yeah, we got a big day. Then today gapped up and then had quite a bit of selling, big volume. So if I were to nitpick, I would, not like. I don't like seeing this huge volume like this when you have a pullback. But I think it had to do with a lot of panic selling. But on the bright side, this is some good liquidity. You got an intraday bounce and all that stuff. So it's not like you had huge volume and then this was one big red solid candle where it closed at the low of the day. There was still some tradability in here. But what I'm going to use for this chart, just because it I think shows shows things a little bit better, is going to be the 60-minute chart. So if you're not really familiar with charts, all that means is each one of these bars here represents 60 minutes worth of time, whereas the daily chart would be one day. Now we're just looking at 60 minutes worth of time. So obviously yesterday is when things came to life. I had a buddy who made a nice call on it. Unfortunately, I didn't listen, so I missed out on it. But I had some volume start to creep in, and then things really took off. Today, then we had the gap up here, and then you can see it pulled back, and then it bounced off of a very good area of support, which you'd ideally like to see hold, and it did. So so far so good on the pullback. The support that I'm referring to is right here at 0008. So let me get that up here. Why 0008? Let me get this changed to green first. Well, it was a previous high over here on this first attempted breakout. So you can see during this hour of action, the price tried to get up through there, couldn't, got rejected, and then the next hour came around, and you can see when it did blow above it, it really took off. And then surprise, surprise, right here, the power of charts on the pullback. The wise people were sitting here accumulating at 0008, and they even got then a nice intraday bounce here. But so far so good in terms of holding this level right here at 0008 that we want to see hold. In terms of other support levels, the other one would be this 20 period simple moving average right here, which is valued at 0007, we'll call it. And then after that, things would start to get rough because the next support wouldn't be down to the 50 period, which is at 0004. And from where we are now, that'd be essentially a 50% decrease, but that's the way these 000s work. So overall, like I said, this pullback here, it did hold support, which is a good thing. So now it's just a matter of making sure volume stays heavy, because volume's going to need to stay relatively thick, because these stocks usually do take quite a bit of volume to get moving. But if we do start to head back up, really, the only area of resistance is going to be maybe a little bit up here at 0.0014, since that's kind of where this high was over here. But the key area of support is going to be at 0.0016, which is where the price got knocked down from today. But all in all, a good looking move here. The other good thing is when it did finally pull back here, you can see that volume dropped off. So it's not like there is a bunch of people hammering the bids or anything like that down here. This look like profit taking, panic selling, which turned into people accumulating on the bid. Had volume stayed really thick down here, then you could make the argument that it looks like people might have been just bid whacking, which is when you start to think of maybe insiders or dilution or something like that. But volume did definitely drop off, so we'll have to see what happens. But overall, the daily chart is still intact, but we're going to want to make sure this 0008 and 0007 levels hold as support, because after that things will get a little bit sketchy. So if there are any other questions on the chart, please let me know. If not, I'd encourage you to check out bullwarriorstocks.com. If you go there and sign up for the free newsletter, you'll be sent a free ebook, and with your newsletter subscription, you'll get chart setups, trade ideas, educational pieces, all sorts of things from penny stocks up to big boards. So there's a good variety, something for everybody. It's all free. We've been making some good money together with our alerts and so forth. So I'd encourage you to head to the website, sign up, and see what it's all about. One more time, this was NWTT. Thanks for listening.